you've got this cocktail right now that's brewed of post-COVID, kind of like inflation and stagnation in a sense, and some elements of the economy as companies still try to recover. On top of that, you have an AI hiring freeze where companies are just frozen hiring, trying to see what they can actually do with fewer people and what they don't need to hire into. Then you have a volatile stock market because companies are reacting to tweets on a day-to-day basis. And so companies' market caps are doing this based on tariffs or no tariffs or this or that. You have a global trade war that's launched. Entire industries, $30 trillion of global trade is called into question. And so people are frozen hiring in those and anything that imports or exports. You have a 40% dip in tourism from Canada, Germany, other countries in Europe into the United States. So tourism industries are totally nosediving right now. And then you even have a shaky bond market because there's talk about the US potentially defaulting on its debt. A president who's really trying to make the Federal Reserve Chair lower rates, which is supposed to be an independent organization, but he's putting that pressure on him. So if you're a company that's borrowing right now, do you really want to borrow a lot when you feel as though rate cuts might be right around the corner? And so there's all these different things that constrict capital, reduce hiring activity, and that make companies afraid to bring on new payroll commitments. And in the United States, you have very, very specific, I would say anti-incentives, so disincentives, there we go, for companies to bring human beings on instead of AI. Number one is most companies avoid taxes, right? They don't do income tax. So but the taxes they do pay are payroll tax. You cannot get around payroll tax. And so if your company is trying to reduce your overall tax burden, reducing your payroll is basically the only avenue to do that. And so that's one disincentive. And then the other one is healthcare is tied to your employment. So whatever you pay somebody in payroll, you're also probably paying $1,000, $2,000 a month for them and their family in order to have healthcare. And so we've got this double whammy in the US of not only all these different criteria happening in the background that's reducing hiring, but also two major incentives to avoid hiring people in payroll tax and in healthcare tied to your employment. And so we're in bad shape right now.
Well, I was extremely educated. I
Vote
appreciate
for
it.
me.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think I just learned more in that like 4 minute spiel that I've learned watching the news in the last year. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man. I need a TikTok channel, you know what I'm saying?
You
But
too,
yeah, yeah.
definitely.